祝大家元宵佳节
团团圆圆，
祝大家新的一年
万事如意，好运连连。
Wamen Sai Hillside, Chunin, Xin Nian Kuai Le.
万事如意。
Ni hao, I'm Meadow Nayam, the principal at Comstock Early Learning Academy. Xin Chun Kuaila. Shishi.
新年好 ，To be number one。
新年快乐！
大吉大利，心想事成，万事如意。
元宵节快乐！
新年好，恭喜发财，身体健康。
祝您全家团团圆圆，
猪年大吉，
元宵节快乐！
兔年大吉，
突飞猛进，新年快乐！
新年快乐，万事如意。
新年好，恭喜发财，兔年大吉。
祝大家元宵节快乐！
风全宇全常在，
花好一万人团圆。
祝大家元宵节快乐！
你好，
你好，
新春快乐，新春快乐，
元宵祝你事事圆，
花好月圆，
心想事成。
Festival Gala. Now, what's the significance of Lantern Festival? Let's just say that our ancestors know how to party. So the Chinese New Year celebration starts 2 days before the Chinese New Year and lasts until the 15th of the first month. I know what you're thinking. You're going with Amy. What? They got 17 days off. We only got 2 days of Christmas off. Well, I am pretty sure back in the ancestor days, they did indeed got 17 days off. But with civilization, they only got 2 nowadays. So we're equal. I mean, this is what happens with civilization: more work and less rest. We're going to start our today's program with a very special performance, and it's a collaboration between Kalamazoo Symphony Orchestra and KCA Performing Arts. So what happened is Jessica, the director of Kalamazoo Symphony Orchestra, and Julian, the conductor, generously offered to do a performance for today's celebration. And I said, I have a perfect piece for you. I have in mind Chunjiang Hua Yu Ye, right? But I told Julian, I said, I don't have the symphonic music. I only know, what it, he's like, no worries, just send me something. And so what we're going to see is actually the original piece composed by Julian based on a famous Chinese folk tune, and it's just for tonight's performance. And Karen Lee from the KCA Performing Arts did the calligraphy based on Julian's music, and the violin solo is going to be performed by my friend Sophie Tang, who is an assistant professor at Western and is an accomplished concert violinist. Please enjoy. Just to conduct this piece, so it is fabulous. I think all the performers, all the musicians did such a wonderful job. We should reward each of them with a bowl of yuanxiu, the rice bowls. So, Chinese food is an important part of Chinese culture, more so than in other nations. So last October, I was in New Zealand, and my friend called me up and it's like, so is it beautiful? I'm like, it's fabulous. The view is like extraordinary. And she said, how about the food? I'm like, have you ever heard about New Zealand cuisine? So that gives a hint. I mean, the food is great, but honestly, there's nothing unique. So if any New Zealanders here, forgive me. Chinese love their food, and they would associate one particular food with a specific holidays. They even have a food for Memorial Day in Lunar Year. It's the green sticky rice with the red bean insert, qingtuan, for Memorial Day. So if you don't know, and the one that associated with the Lantern Festival is the rice bowl sweet dumpling. If you don't know what that is, you should pay a visit to the Portage Zen Senior Center tomorrow, because the Kalamazoo Chinese Academy will hold a celebration for the Lantern Festival there with the traditional food as well as a lot of fabulous activities. So 2023 is the year of rabbit. So we're gonna welcome to stage little rabbits from Comstock Early Childhood Program and their principal. Please welcome.
Are you okay? Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
So continue on. My wish for the 2023 Year of Rabbit is it only brings us carrots, no sticks. Right? Thank you. Yes, give me applause. Thank you. No sticks. And we're coming for a treat for our next performance. Beijing Opera is no doubt one of the biggest treasures of the Chinese performing arts. And you normally will not see extraordinary, spectacular stage settings like we normally see like a Cirque du Soleil, right? But the performers would always have extraordinary and spectacular makeups and costumes. That's because each part of its costumes, such as the long sleeves, plays a role itself in the performance. So we're going to enjoy a Beijing Opera long sleeve dance by who is recognized as the #1 long sleeve dancer of Beijing Opera, and she has written quite a few books on the techniques of the long sleeve dance. Please enjoy. So I remembered when I was very little, my parents took me to the Beijing Opera performance. And I was fascinated by the long sleeves they wear on the stage. So I went back home, I got a towel, and I wrapped it around me with the two ends losing, and I was like, pretending I was like that. Luckily, I got over that itch quite quick, because otherwise, the world would be missing an excellent financial advisor, but would have one extra mediocre Beijing Opera sleeve dancer. So one other thing when we grow up, I grew up in Shanghai, when we grow up is, I know that it is unarguably that Chinese is a very tough language to learn as a second language. And don't argue with me on that, because it's a fact. And what I can tell you also is, it is also a very tough language to learn as the first language. So when we grow up, the ultimate test at the end of the elementary school is you be able to recite the whole collection of the 300 poems from Tang Dynasty, Tang Shi Sanbai Shou. So if you can pass that, that means you're Chinese, okay. But most people fail terribly. So, but the poems though are truly beautiful. So, and we are very fortunate that today we're going to get a taste of that by listening to one of them from the readings from a group of Loyal Oaks High School students. Please enjoy.
好雨知时节，当车暖花生，随风潜入夜，润物细无声。夜尽云俱黑，江船我独明。晓看红湿处，花奏锦官城。
recite that. Not anymore. I need to go open my collection of the 300 poems and memorize it again. Some of the words, I cannot even remember how to read it. As I said, Chinese is a very tough language. So, but the music and the way they read it brings you right into the ancient times. Is that? Yeah. So, show me a hand if you have been to China. Quite a bit of it. Quite a bit. And have you ever been, if you visit China, have you been to Terracotta Soldier? A few hands. So the chances are, if you have did a tour to China, then you would have visited a Terracotta Soldier, which is one of the wonders, I think. The reason why Terracotta Soldier is so popular is also because it sits in one of the major cities. So it is very easy to get into. China actually has many historical sites, but some of them are pretty hard to get into. One of them is Dunhuang. It is on the west part of China, and it sits in the middle of a desert. So it is fabulous, but it's very hard to get to. In about 1907, a group of scholars found a group of a few caves. And inside of the caves, there were murals and statues describing the stories from Buddhism. So as the years goes by, they found more and more, and the study shows that the original murals dated back to year 366. Now let me remind you, which year are we in? 2023. So those murals dated back in year 366. And over the hundreds of years after, people are building up on those existing murals and making more stories and more statues. So up to this date, there have been more than 500 caves found with of 25,000 murals and statues. I have been there. It's very hard to get to, but if you ever visit China again, I highly recommend it. One of the dominating murals, figures in those paintings, is a figure of beautiful flying fairies. And our next dance is based on the paintings of those fairies. Please enjoy. talent, and they are the dancers from Kalamazoo Chinese Academy. And as you see, they're growing, so I know Karen is recruiting new dancers, new blood. So if you are interested in learning dancing, contact Karen. Now, she does not accept everyone. How many of you have been here for the Chinese New Year program? A few. If you were there, you would know I told the story how I failed terribly the audition to join her group because I cannot do neither a split or a bridge. I did for her a broken bridge, but she said that doesn't count. Now, our next performance is going to blow you out of your mind. I say that it's not because the performance, because it's a folk performance art of China called a 3 sentences and half. Now, how many performers we need to do a 3 sentences and half performance? Come on, it's a simple math. 4. Thank you, 3.5. That's right. One whole person would have to say the half sentence. So we need a 4 performance. And it goes like that one person, each person, the first 3 person, each say 1 full sentence. And the last person only say half. Now, using logic, which one is the most important?
The first 3?
The last one. Always remember, the one says the least, always the most important. So, we're going to enjoy why it's blown my mind off. When I was looking at the rehearsal, reviewing the rehearsal today, you will see. So I'm going to keep a little secret here.
九同心，八方竞彩，七星高照，六六大顺，五福临门，四季平安，三阳开泰，二龙腾飞，一帆风顺。谢谢大家。
Now you know why I was blown out of my mind. Okay, if you cannot speak Chinese, you will not appreciate it. But those of us who are in the audience can speak Chinese. Let me tell you, there's actually a thing called you speak Chinese better than the people who natively speak Chinese. And that's who those dudes are and the girl are. I can, so I think some of you don't understand why I say this. I think some of them at least, their Chinese is actually better. The Mandarin pronunciation is better than my husband Charles. Why? Because, see, Mandarin is based on Beijing dialect. And every city, every province has its own dialect. So if you grow up, like, you know, we are from Shanghai, speak a Shanghai dialect, then when you learn Mandarin, there's a couple like words you just cannot pronounce right. But they don't have any of the issues. So, welcome everyone, and we have some special guests with us today, or they're supposed to be with us today. And we have from the state legislators, the Matt Hall, State Rep, and Christine Morse, State Rep, and Eric Nesbitt, he had a little emergency, hope he's here, State Senate, and Julie Rogers, State Rep, and Steve Carr, State Rep. And we have from the university, Dean Dan Gayette, and Carla Koreski, and Dr. Ramsey Seger. And we also have Renee Pearl, who is the president of the Board of Trustees for KSO, and Jeffrey Thornes, and Pierre from the Gilmore Key Fest. And we're going to do some prize drawing today. What we're going to see on stage next is a program brought to you by the members of the Crescendo Community Voices and Kalamazoo Central High School. And anybody know the Crescendo Community Voices, who they are? Some people know, yes. And they are an ensemble to provide music experience for teens and adults with varieties of either mental or physical challenges. Please enjoy.
呀，又香又白，人人夸。让我来将你摘下，送给别人家。茉莉花呀，茉莉花。好一朵美丽的茉莉花，好一朵美丽的茉莉花，芬芳美丽满枝桠，又香又白，人人夸。让我来将你摘下，送给别人家。茉莉花呀，茉莉花。好一朵美丽的茉莉花，好一朵美丽的茉莉花，芬芳美丽满枝桠，又香又白，人人夸。让我来将你摘下，送给别人家。茉莉花呀，茉莉花。
Really good. You don't need any fancy music instruments. You can use baking like sheets, and you can using pots and pans. You can still make beautiful music, isn't it? So if you open your Spotify, right, you will see the categories of musics: the soft pop, rock, like study music, rap. To me, there's only two categories of music: the karaoke grade and the non-karaoke grade. The karaoke grade, as you can understand, is the high is not that high, the low is not that low, that you can sing and entertain yourself when you're in karaoke. The non-karaoke ones are the ones you do not dare to attend. You will just embarrass yourself. So the next two vocal solos are definitely the non-karaoke grade, should I warn you? And it's going to be performed by internationally acclaimed singer and award-winning educator. Thank you. So Mr. Hong Zhang is imported from other states. We have lots of local dancing talents, and we are a little bit lacking on the singing talents. So if you are a great singer, please let us know, and we would love to have you for our next year's performance. Ben, I'm talking about you. Just because husband Ben is a great opera singer. So I'm counting on you, Ben. There you go. We already applaud for you. You have to perform next year. Exactly. With me? Remember Broken Bridge? My vocal is about the same thing. So, Chinese culture is all about balance and harmony. Yin and yang, right? Balance the yin and yang, harmony, and soft and hard. So our next dance is an attempt to balance the hard of the martial arts with the soft of the dance. Please enjoy. For those of you who were here for the Chinese New Year celebration, do you remember that was a dance called opera dance? No, that was the, I would consider that as the sweet sour of the Chinese food, a very watered down version of Chinese cuisine. But today, we will taste the 100% authentic performance of Beijing Opera by a top-class, top-notch, real Beijing Opera professional. Please enjoy. So what you saw on stage is several minutes of performance, but in the backstage, actually, it took her hours just to get ready for the face painting and to put all the costumes on, and this headpiece weighs a ton. So let's give her another round of applause. And so next, we are going to tell you a story about a bunch of lions and a panda and a rabbit. So if you figure out what's going on, let me know.
Once, long ago, during the year of the rabbit, in a Chinese village called Kalamazoo, far, far away, but not too far from Grabowski's, all was peaceful among the animal townsfolk.
Now it just happened that a very special festival was held, and the local governor
until it wasn't.
Those little rascals were the lion kids of Kalamazoo, and they were horrible. Ask anyone. Here's some proof. And that was all just from last Tuesday.
Now it just happened that a very special festival was coming up, and the local governor, Panda, was not excited about the idea of lions ruining the special day.
Now listen up, you little rascals. The Lantern Festival is in 7 days, and I will not have you launch another attack on Kalamazoo. Therefore, I suggest you be tossed into the nearest river. What do you mean, child endangerment? Fine, you got lucky today, lions. I have just been informed that there is a certified child tamer in town for the festivities, and he has an opening to train you all in the mountains just in time for the parties. So I expect to see results when you return for the Lantern Festival. And if I don't, all lions will be banished from Kalamazoo forever.
This certified child tamer was a very special animal indeed. His name was Rabbit, and he was famous all across China for his total mastery of martial arts. In fact, he was so renowned, legend says he can walk into the eye of a storm and simply sit in crisscross applesauce, and the storm will clear in an instant.
And so began the first day of training. Rabbit took the lions up to the highest mountain top where the rivers run as clear as ice and the peaches don't even give you constipation.
In life, there is a rarely need to fight. Do you understand, young grasshoppers?
They're lions.
It's metaphorical. In fact, in life, there's a constant need for peace. When I was a young grasshopper, I was fighting for the mastery to learn self-discipline. These pranks and tricks you play on the villagers of Kalamazoo display inner turmoil, young grasshoppers. My ancestors showed me a legendary method to lead my way to discipline, a different type of fighting, Tai Chi. Tai Chi is the only way of fighting that expels inner turmoil and is not invited in. Now, let's go.
Rabbit took the lions up to the highest mountain. Rabbit let the young lions down as clear as ice and the peaches don't even give you constipation.
In life, there is a rarely need to fight. Do you understand, young grasshoppers?
They're lions. Slowly but surely, the lions learned Tai Chi. As the 7 days passed, the lions expelled their inner turmoil, and eventually, they did not need to copy Rabbit to know their tricks. Where there once had been monkey business living rent-free in their hearts, now there grew love and respect for peace, compromise, problem-solving, coffee. On the 7th day, the whole village of Kalamazoo watched in awe as they encountered the Governor Panda.
You are ready, young lions.
Good job.
On the 7th day, the whole village.
Very well. Congratulations, Rabbit. And congratulations, Lions. You appear to have grown out of your childish phase. I mean, you can stay. Lions will forever be welcomed in Kalamazoo.
Centuries passed and Kalamazoo changed. Animals no longer lived in their village, and all the lions have left Kalamazoo. Where the tallest mountain had once stood, there is now a Tai Chi Academy for kids. Legend says that whenever a child performs Tai Chi in Kalamazoo, they carry the spirit of the little lions with them, and are forever leaders in peace, compromise, problem solving, and conflict.
3 and a happy year of rabbit, and we wish you receive lots of carrots. We welcome back to stage all the performers. Thank you very much for coming, and we will see you next year.
轻轻地碰着你的脸，为你把眼泪擦干。这颗心永远属于你，告诉我不再孤单。深深地凝望你的眼，不需要更多的语言，紧紧地握住你的手，这温暖依旧未改变。我们同欢乐，我们同认识，我们怀着同样的期待。我们共风雨，我们共追求，我们珍存同一样的爱。无论你我可曾相识，无论在眼前在天边，真心的为你祝愿，祝愿你幸福